Hello students, this is Shweta Roy. This video is for chapter 5 Geography part 4 Major Domains Spheres of the Earth. In this video we are going to discuss about different layers of the atmosphere, density of the atmosphere, movement of the air. Then we have the topic biosphere and interaction of the spheres of the Earth. So these are some of the important topics which we are going to discuss in this video. So there are 5 layers. Our atmosphere is divided into 5 layers. First is troposphere, which is the layer near to our Earth surface. You can see in the picture, near to Earth surface, troposphere. Okay. Then if you will go up, you will find stratosphere. Then you will go up, there is mesosphere. After that, thermosphere, and at last you will find exosphere. So these are 5 layers of the atmosphere. So first we will go to troposphere. As I told, it is the lower layer of the atmosphere which starts from the earth's surface. Okay, whatever weather phenomena we have, that is found in this troposphere. Okay, and we are directly in contact with troposphere. We are directly in contact with troposphere because it is near to earth. It starts from the earth's surface. Now what are the main gases here? You can find the heavier gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen. These are the gases you can find in the troposphere. It extends up to 20 kilometer from earth's surface till 20 kilometer above. Okay, Second layer is stratosphere. Now it extends up to the height of 50 kilometer, and there is no weather phenomena in this stratosphere, and because of this area is calm. And because of the absence of weather phenomena, this layer is considered ideal layer for jet planes. Okay. You can find ozone in this layer, and because of this the temperature increases in the stratosphere. Then third layer is mesosphere, and it lies above the stratosphere. It has the height of 80 kilometer. It extends up to the height of 80 kilometer. Now in this layer temperature decreases. If you remember, in stratosphere temperature increases because ozone is present in the layer, but when you go to mesosphere you will find that temperature is decreasing. Okay. The fourth layer is thermosphere. It is very important layer. It is very important layer. It is also called ionosphere, and it is found up to the height of 400 kilometer. It is important because this layer reflects the radio waves back to the earth's surface. So whatever communication is happening, that is because of this thermosphere. Okay. Then you have exosphere, and this is the uppermost layer of the surface atmosphere, and it extends up to the height of 750 kilometer from the earth's surface. Now this layer gradually merge with the interplanetary space. So these are the 5 layers of the atmosphere. Next topic is density of the atmosphere. So density of the atmosphere refers to the water vapor present in the air. Now the gravitational force of the earth. As you know that earth has gravity, and this gravity holds this atmosphere near to earth. Okay. So as we have already discussed that density of the atmosphere varies from place to place, and it is time to time. Now if you go near to the surface, you will find that the atmosphere is more denser. If there will be increase in the altitude, the density will decrease. Okay, that means if you will go higher on mountains and all, you will find that density is decreasing. That means you will find less water vapor in the air. So here we have that dense air is heavier than the thin air. Okay, if more of the water vapor is present in the air, it will be heavier. And if it will be heavy, it will create more pressure on the earth's surface. Now dense air is generally found near the surface and mainly at the ocean surface. If you will go near to the ocean, you will find more water vapor. Okay. So there is more atmospheric pressure at the sea if you compare to hill and mountains. If you will go on hill and mountains, you will find less water vapor in the air, and the atmosphere will thin. If you will go near to the sea, you will find more water vapor, and you will find that more atmospheric pressure is there on the sea. So when you go up, the density of atmosphere decrease. Okay, as the water vapor decreases, the density of the atmosphere also decrease, and this is the reason the mountaineers, when they go on the mountain, they experience problem in breathing. When you will go on certain height on mountains and all, you will find that you are not getting enough oxygen, and you will find difficulty in breathing. And because of this, they keep the oxygen cylinder with them when they are climbing the mountains. Also, we discussed that the gases like oxygen and all, these are the heavier gases, right? And that is why they remain near to the earth's surface. Okay, so when you will go higher, you will find less oxygen present in the atmosphere. Then you have movement of the air. One more thing you will notice, that if you go up on the mountains, the temperature will decrease. Okay. So atmosphere exerts pressure on the earth that varies place to place. Some areas have high pressure and some areas have low pressure. Now the air moves from high pressure area to low pressure area, and this movement of air is called wind. Here we have some questions to check your progress till now. Why is air essential for human beings? Second, why does the mountaineers keep gas cylinders while climbing the mountains? How does the dust particles help in bringing rainfall? So these are some of the questions. Do it and check your progress. Next topic is biosphere. This word biosphere is derived from ancient Greek word. Bios means life. The meaning of bios is life. Okay. And like this, you can understand biosphere refers to part of the earth in which life exists. So if you see, you have life everywhere, in land, on land also, in water also, and in air also, right? We have human beings, animals living on the land. You have aquatic animal living in the water. You have the flying animals, like you have birds and all flying in the air. So you can find life in all the zones of the earth. Okay, and like this, you can see the land, the oceans, or the water bodies, or this atmosphere. That means lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere. These all three interact with each other, right? For the survival of the life. So in biosphere, all those things come, all those living things come in the biosphere. And human beings are the essential part of the biosphere. And biosphere is found on land also, on lithosphere also, in hydrosphere also, atmosphere also. Okay. It extends from less than 11 km below the sea. This biosphere is made up of biotic and abiotic environment. In biotic, all the living things come, like plant, animal, human being, they come in the biotic. If you talk about abiotic means land, air and water, which is natural, but they are not living things, right? They come in abiotic. So biosphere is broadly divided into plants, animals and microbes. Now we have the topic interaction of the spheres of the earth. I already discussed that life is possible only where the lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere come in the contact. They have to interact with each other for the survival of the life. Okay. So when they interact with each other, they provide favorable conditions for the growth of various organisms. Okay. So if you see, each life directly or indirectly depends upon the biosphere. And you cannot imagine life in the absence of biosphere. So like this, biosphere is essential for the essential to save life. If you see these days, human beings are affecting the environment. They are actually exploiting the environment. Their needs, their demands are growing day by day, and to fulfill that growing demands, they are exploiting the environment. Population is also growing. So to feed that growing population, natural resources are being exploited. They are cutting the trees, they are digging the minerals, they are clearing the forest areas. And you know that everything is required for the natural balance. Right? We need forest also. We need other natural resources also. And if there will be the balance, then it will be disbalanced. There is a cycle going on, right? There is a cycle. Everything is balanced here. And if that will be disbalanced, the result will be very bad, right? So this is the time to think about protecting our natural environment. If we will not protect our natural environment, there will be no balance, right? And the balance in nature is very important to maintain the support of our survival and growth. If there will be no balance in the nature, we will not able to survive. On one hand, you can see the human beings are exploiting the nature, and on other hand, there are natural calamities that is also affecting badly. You have earthquakes, volcanoes, floods, tsunamis. So these are also affecting the nature. If you remember, in 2004 there was a tsunami which hit the eastern coastal areas of India, and there was a great destruction of life and property that time. Indra Point in the Andaman and Nicobar Island that got submerged under the sea during this tsunami. Now tsunami is the result of an earthquake in the sea. If there is an earthquake under the sea, there will be tsunami. So you can see water pollution is also affecting our environment. Air is also polluted because there is increase in the volume of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And this increase of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere is leading us to global warming. There is increase in the temperature because of this increase of the carbon dioxide, and this is called as global warming. So how is this happening? There are big industries, there are thermal power plants, vehicles, these all are polluting air. And if temperature rises, the water in the oceans and seas will also become warmer and they will expand. The glaciers will melt because of the temperature. And if glaciers will melt, what will happen? The sea level will rise. There will be flood. Whatever low-lying coastal areas are there, they will be submerged under the sea. And there will be great loss of life and property. So what should we do? These are all these all are taking us to the destruction. So now we have to think how to stop this. So what we can do, we should limit the use of resources, the natural resources of the earth, so that there can be a balance of the nature among the domains of lithosphere, atmosphere and hydrosphere. This balance we have to maintain. Then only we can survive. To check your progress, we have some questions. We are number 1, why are all the spheres essential for the evolution and growth of the organism? Number 2, suggest some steps to protect our natural environment. I hope you all understood all the topics taught in this video. Thank you.